For the past 10 years, I have probably checked reverb.com every single day. I'm always looking for cool stuff, whether it's like a recreation of a Dumble amplifier, some old amp that you've never heard of, I've never played or even seen anybody own, or maybe like a sparkly red, one-of-a-kind, custom finish 70s Gibson. So the other day, I stumbled across this very cool looking amplifier, the Aircraft Atomic 20. I've never heard of this company. I've never seen this model, but just from looking at it, I know it's probably going to be like a Watkins Dominator, because that's the other famous amp with the V front. This one's got two 10s in this V configuration, and as I did a little more research, I figured out this was like an amp company that just never really happened. It never got off the ground. I don't know if they made anything else, but apparently it was designed by two guys, Doug Roccaforte and one of the guitar techs for Eddie Van Halen. Now, the description said prototype, but the serial number was number 11, so maybe not a prototype. From the digging I've done, it looks like they made 50 or so of these amplifiers. Maybe one of those gentlemen could comment down below, but it's a very cool amp. And when I bought it, I was pleasantly surprised. The amp has a pretty unique sound. I've played other Dominator style amps. I've played other WEM Dominators, Watkins Dominators, the 2 and the 3 versions, but never really the V-front ones. Had an opportunity to buy one time and just passed on it. It wasn't in great shape. But if I were to describe this sound, it's the cleans are like super snappy. The overdrive is like very vintagey and kind of like a cross between an 18-watt Marshall and a Supro. And if you really just open the whole thing up, you get this almost like fuzzy quality, like very lo-fi, like a fuzz is on. So after being pleasantly surprised, I profiled the amp and want to do something kind of unique. Obviously, there's a bunch of profiles of just the amplifier, and I'll have it for Tone X and Helix and Quad Cortex soon. But I did something cool. I put on the PLEXI liquid profile circuit on here, and it's pretty cool. I'm also playing it through this Squire guitar because people always criticize and say that I never play any affordable guitars on the channel. Well, here you go. This one's pretty affordable, and if you want cheaper than this, no. This is a Squire, and it's all stock. The reason I added the PLEXI to the liquid profile version is because I really wanted to it's like 18-watt Marshall is supposed to be inspired by the Watkins Dominator, which this is like a Watkins Dominator type of amplifier, but I don't think this is really the appropriate tone stack. But the appropriate tone stack doesn't really exist, so why not? Here is the stock Squire, and honestly, it sounds pretty good. split sounds like this. Okay, so snappy goodness, even more Marshall-y because I've kind of done that Marshall tone stack mod to it. But if I roll up the volume, this is where I think it kind of gets good. And I'm going to try cleaning it up a little bit with my guitar volume. I'm just going to like max it out all the way on the liquid profile thing. And it's going to sound like this with a little bit of cleanup. And you throw a little clon on there and you really got a stew going. I mean, that is like a thick night. I really like that. And it's a bit of a unique thing because it's a very compressed, giving you almost a very like even synthy sound. And that's really unique between the sparkly cleans and then that sort of fully gained up thing on the liquids. But on the regular ones, you get much more of a fuzzy, brighter type of thing. It's really one of the more unique amplifiers I've come across. I'm interested to figure out if this really is a lot like a Watkins Dominator. So I'm going to have to get a vintage one and really try it out. And maybe we'll do a little shootout back to back. But this is a cool amp I found on Reverb.